Good morning, students. So in the school also we have started to discuss the tools for genetic engineering, and there we have discussed the first thing is important, that is called the enzyme. And enzymes, everything we have discussed, three main types of enzymes: restriction enzymes, DNA ligase, and the alkaline phosphatase. Second important thing is needed for genetic engineering, which is called the vectors. Vectors are nothing but the vectors are nothing but the it's called the plasmid, or it is also called a cloning vector or carrier molecule. So another major component, the second major component of the gene cloning experiment is a vector such as the plasmid. A vector is a small DNA molecule capable of self-replication and is used as carrier and transporter of DNA fragment which is inserted into it for cloning experiment. Already we have told in the diagram we have discussed the gene of interest to be inserted into the vector molecule. Vector is nothing but the plasmid, which is a double-stranded circular molecule, which is a circular DNA molecule which is present in certain bacterial cell in addition to the bacterial chromosome. And these vectors are used to transfer the genetic material from one organism to the another. Used as carrier and transporter of DNA fragment which is inserted into it for cloning experiment. Now, vector is also called the cloning vehicle, or it is also called the cloning DNA. Vectors are two types. First one is called the cloning vector. Second one is called the expression vector. Cloning vector is nothing but it is used for the cloning of DNA molecules. DNA insert inside the suitable host cell. So many copies will be produced, which is called the cloning vector. Second one is called the expression vector. Expression vector is used to express the DNA which DNA part has been inserted, and their products, that is called expression vector, for producing specific protein inside the host cell. One is so many copies will be produced by inserting into the host cell, which is called the cloning vector. Second one is called the expression vector. That means whatever gene has been introduced into the vector cell, vector DNA, their products will be produced. Gene product is nothing but the protein. Proteins will be produced inside the host cell. So these are the two types of cloning vectors. So now next one, the properties of vectors. Vectors are able to replicate autonomously independent to that of the bacterial chromosome. So vectors are able to replicate autonomously to produce multiple copies of them along with their DNA insert into the host cell. So recombinant DNA has been produced. Suppose this is the bacterial cell. Recombinant DNA has produced. Bacterial chromosome is also there. But this replication will be not depending on the bacterial chromosome. Bacterial chromosome cannot control the replication of this rDNA. So it will be replicated. It is called cloning vector, that is called the plasmid. So its replication cannot be controlled by the chromosome, nuclear chromosome. That is the meaning of this. The vectors are able to replicate autonomously to produce multiple copies of them along with the DNA insert, along with their DNA insert into the host cell, along with their DNA insert which has been inserted into the host cell. So first point is it should be small in size and a low molecular weight, less than 10 kilobase in size, so that entry and transfer into the host cell will be easy. Very small segment of DNA to be inserted, so it will be very easy for transferring and easy to replicate. Entry and transfer into the host cell will be very easy. Number 2, vector must contain an origin of replication so that it can independently replicate within the host cell. It is there. That is the advantage. Replication, orifice it is called, origin, ORI, place where from the replication will be started. So each and every vector must have the origin of replication so that it can independently replicate within the host cell. Number 3, it should contain a suitable marker. All these things will be discussing. Marker such as the antibody resistance to permit it its detection in transformed host cells, so that we can find out the which one is the recombinant DNA, is having the recombinant DNA. So it should have the suitable marker, example antibody resistance, to permit its detection in the transformed host cell. Vector should have the unique target site for integration with the DNA insert. Vectors, that means plasmid is having the particular site. That means here we have discussed the at particular site it will cut. Particular site it will cut with the help of restriction in the endonuclease and the gene of interest to be inserted. So the vector should have the unique target sites for integration with DNA insert, gene of interest to be inserted, and should have the ability to integrate with the DNA insert. Have the ability to integrate, have the ability to combine with the DNA, foreign DNA. We can say it carries into the genome of the host cell. That is very, very important, this part. So vector should have the unique target site for integration with the DNA. By a particular site it can be cut and the gene of interest to be inserted. Integrated means combined, joined. And should have the ability to integrate with the DNA insert. It carries into the genome of the host cell. That also to whenever recombinant DNA is produced and after inserting into the host cell, it should have the capacity to multiply. Most of the commonly used cloning vectors have more than one restriction sites. These are called the MCS site. More than one. Most of the commonly used cloning vectors have more than one restriction site. So that so many places can open and the gene of interest can be introduced or integrated. These are called the MCS, multiple cloning site, polylinker, or it is also called the polylinker. So many pieces of gene of interest can be inserted. Presence of MCS facilitates the use of restriction enzyme of choice. We can choice which type of restriction enzyme can be used. If I am saying this is the plasmid, here restriction site is here restriction site, here restriction site. So each and every site, particular enzymes, restriction endonuclease can cut. So if it is having so many restriction sites, then what advantage? No advantage is we can see what type of nucleotide bases are there. Accordingly, the enzymes can be used. Restriction endonuclease enzymes can be used. That's why that is the last sentence. Presence of MCS, multiple cloning sites, facilitates the use of restriction enzyme of choice. According to the site nucleotide sequence, we can use the restriction endonuclease enzyme. Now the following are the features that whatever we have told, the three important characteristic features, that is properties, that has been discussed here. So following are the features that are requires to facilitate cloning into a vector. So here if you see formation of recombinant DNA, already I have discussed. This is the EcoR1, this is the plasmid. With the help of EcoR1 it has been cut, and it has been cut into staggered end, or this is the foreign DNA. So what it has been cut into the sticky end or staggered end or asymmetric end, and this foreign DNA or gene of interest also will be cut with the same restriction endonuclease. If you see here, the plasmid and the foreign DNA are cut by the same restriction end. Why? The same type of sequence, sticky ends will be complementary ends will be produced. If we and we have to cut with the same restriction endonuclease. Now this gene of interest has been fixed. Complementary sticky ends. When mixed, the sticky ends anneal means join. Anneal means combine together, joining the foreign DNA and the plasmid with the help of that enzyme, which is called the, see here it has been given the ligase enzyme to join. Nix is the in the sugar phosphate bonds are sealed by restricted DNA ligase. Now the foreign DNA fragment can be inserted into the plasmid with the user restriction enzyme. That is the steps. Now following are the features we can see in a plasmid or cloning vector. First one I told, origin of replication site, that is called ORI, the short form ORI. This is a sequence from where the replication starts, and piece of DNA when linked to this sequence can be made to replicate within the host cells. So place of origin, if this is the plasmid DNA, suppose this is the place the gene of interest has been introduced. So here if they are having the place of origin where from the DNA will start to replicate, once it will be starting to replicate, the foreign DNA also will be replicating at the same time. That is the meaning. This is a sequence from where replication starts, and piece of DNA when linked to this sequence can be made to replicate within the host cells. Gene of interest also will be replicating. That is called the origin of replication. Second, these are the properties. First one is according to the vector contain an origin of replication recognized in the host cell so that it is replicated along with the DNA that it carries. Second important characteristic feature, it should collect the selective marker. I told here first point is origin of replication. Second point, it should have the suitable marker such as antibiotic resistance. Here selective marker, this is the place of origin of replication. This is called suitable marker. Traits that enable cells containing the vector to be selected or identified. That is selective marker. In addition to the ORI, that means origin of replication, the vector requires a selectable marker which helps in identifying and eliminating non-transformants and selectively permitting the growth of the transformants. Eliminating the non-transformants means the host cell, the recombinant DNA or plasmid is not having the recombinant DNA. They are called the non-transformants, and selectively permitting the growth of the transformants. That is called selective marker. This is helping to identify the cells which are having the cloning vector and which are not having the cloning vector. Which are not having this recombinant DNA, they will be eliminated. That is called the non-transformants. And those who are having the recombinant DNA, the host cell, those who are having the recombinant DNA, they will be used for further growth, permitting growth for transformants. That is called selective marker. Third important feature is called the cloning sites. In order to link the alien DNA, means gene of interest, the vector needs to have very few, preferably single recognition site, at least single recognition site for the commonly used restriction enzymes. But certain plasmids are having more than one recognition site, that is called MCS, cloning sites. So these are the characteristics. 3 marks question may come. What are the important characteristic features of cloning vector? And the properties may come also for 3 marks question. Properties of vector. Properties of vectors are features, both are same. Now next part we are going types of vectors. Already I have told the few types of vectors are discussed in detail below. So we will be discussing in the next video. Okay, thank you children.